in the morning. It's us. We're back. Gaming as a medium has been talked about on this channel at least once or twice. We talk about the fact that it's great. It's a different type of medium versus books and movies. A mediocre story can capture you if it has a fun gameplay loop. Fun gameplay loops are really all you need sometimes. Just sit at home after work, boot up Call of Duty, Monster Hunter Rise, Marvel Rivals. That's what people are playing right now. Play that for like 10 to 15 minutes. But mainly what I want to talk about today is kind of similar to the casual gaming video in that vein. Games make you think, huh? Gaming is a hobby and a pastime. Now, some people have been able to make that a career via Twitch, YouTube, being professional esports players, yada, yada. Very cool. Games are meant to be fun and engaging. Most games are. Most genres are. But there are some genres that make you think a lot more than any other game. Games like XCOM and Civilization come to mind on the thinking but still casual. StarCraft 2, Age of Empires 2, competitive strategy games, and even casual adventure games like Soul Reaver 1, Darksiders 1, all that series, even Zelda. They have puzzles in their adventures, so while you're completing quests, you're going through the motions, doing your fights, you have to solve puzzles to go to the next area. So you're still thinking. I said all of that to say that games are a different medium. They're requiring something on you that you don't get with TVs and movies, because not only are you supposed to remember certain things and apply it to later on, puzzles and boss fights, you're doing it. You're playing the game while you're doing it, which it makes, gaming as a hobby much more than just a waste of time. And that's what I wanted to highlight today. So ranked online is kind of the subtopic of this video. And it's not really a genre of games, but games that have ranked online requires you to, step up and focus. You can play ranked either solo or with a team. It just kind of depends on the game that you're playing. But, there's always these different levels of competition. And when you sign up to play ranked, you're actively saying, I'm engaged, I'm learning, I'm thinking. And it's not a fun, casual session because you're competing to win, whether it's a shooter game, League of Legends, a MOBA. I think people know what League is, fighting games. There's a lot at stake. Not really, but there's a lot at stake when it comes to approaching the game, and you're playing rank because you value your rank and you want to see if you're good. And there's a lot that goes into that. Games like CSGO and Valorant are shooter games, so it requires precision and accuracy and execution with the shots. CSGO and Valorant are usually like solo duo games, kind of like League of Legends. So you're playing with friends and or random, so communication is pretty relevant there. And with League and Valorant, you have to kind of understand not just like the normal game knowledge and mechanics. There's matchups with characters, builds, and there's a lot of situations that come up. And that leads into, fighting games as one of the most think games in that genre. It is a live action chess game that is happening at lightning speed, and your reactions have to be on point. And that's what we're going to talk about today, fighting games, and the fact that, they're one of the games that make you think, and they're one of the most fun games to make you think, just because they're very rewarding as you grow as a player. I feel it coming over me. I feel it all around me. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. It's my destiny. Video games are crazy because you're always playing and doing something, but competitive games, especially fighting games, you're placed with an opponent when you're playing a live match with live reactions, and it's like 3 minutes, for a full set usually. The time limit's usually maybe like 2, and it's constant decision making, approaching your opponent, matchup knowledge. So there's a lot to it. It's one of those games you really just can't relax and play. The fact that there are good enough people that play the game and can stream and play at a high level is just crazy, that they know so much about the game and they can play that well. Whereas I can't even watch TV on the side. Like normally when I'm playing a video game to relax, TV up, football game on, playing. Fighting game on, whatever's on the other screen doesn't matter. I have to focus on what's going on right now. I got to block everybody else so I can just kind of think. And it's live chess. If I throw out a fireball and they block it and jump over it, I have to think of what's my anti-air doing.
Also, like Baba Is You is a hard game, and it make you think. I was told to add this to the video.
And see, I'm still in the process of thinking instead of just doing it like I'm supposed to. You're supposed to automatically, they're in the air, anti-air. I'm still like, what should I do? and then you whiff, and it's bad. So I play Street Fighter 6. I dabble in Tekken 8, and while they are fun at any level, they're more fun at a level where you're consistently good. And ranked requires you're understanding that you're playing against competitive people, so you have to understand that you have to learn at some point. And there's different levels of learning. There's just playing casually, there's playing ranked casually, and then there's learning the combos, learning the matchups, learning the frame data, making like high level decisions on what is and what isn't good for you. And all fighting games give you a mental stack, but some games have more of a mental stack. You have too many things to carry over. So Street Fighter 6, for example, have the drive rush and drive impact. Drive rush makes you green, you move faster, you do a move, sets up combos, a lot of close encounters, giving a lot of characters tools to close the gap. And there's drive impact that does some stuff not as crazy, but there's still a meter you have to engage with outside of your normal meters of looking at, like they're at level 1, they could do their level 1 super, their level 2, they could do their level 2 super, and then or 2 level 1s in a combo. Then you got to look at their gauge for their drive rush. Do they have enough to perfect parry me, drive impact me, or are they going to drive rush into a combo, burn themselves out, blah blah blah. There's a lot going on that you have to think about. Some pros have complained about that, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, fighting games are games that make you think. You have to think to even like participate at a higher level. And when it becomes mentally taxing, it no longer is like a fun hobby, because you're kind of torturing yourself because you're playing. It's very stressful. Even at a low level, when you're playing, you have to approach each match differently. There are characters you have to learn. You have to know your matchup for your character. And if it's a game like Tekken 8 that has a tremendous amount of characters with all their unique moves and knowledge checks, a knowledge check is when you throw something out to the opponent to see if they know how to block it or stop it. If they don't, you keep doing it until you win or they learn how to stop it. So in the base layer of video games for fighting games, knowledge check, learning, thinking is in the verbiage that you have to use. And it's quite crazy that games like that exist, where your gameplay and execution have to be on par with other people, if not better. And you also have to constantly be thinking about, what's going on, how to approach the fight and the character. And then beyond that, when you get into tournament settings and like grands, where you're playing against somebody for multiple matches, the best of 3, or to win the grands, or if you're the loser side, you have to do the best of 3 twice, to win 3 matches twice. It's best of 5. I don't know why I said best of 3. So you're learning to play not just their character, but how that opponent plays that character. So if you play this person a lot, you kind of know their habits. You're playing against their habits and then the game knowledge. And as a player who is being game knowledge checked, so that you've been downloaded by the opponent, they know what you're going to do. You then have to figure out, well, how do I adapt? I normally do this. I'm going to do that. And then you're throwing out things to try to make them stop thinking that you're going to do that, just so when they think that you're done doing it, you do the old thing again. You just kind of throw them back up. It's constant guessing. It's 50-50s. You're just doing everything you can to throw them off their game, and you have to do that executing at 100%. If you miss at that level, a special, or you uncancel something, that gives the opponent enough time to turn the tables and win that match. Other games are a little harder, where maybe you need 2 mess ups, but at this point in this fighting games right now, most of the games will be, if you're at half health and you whiff, there's a good chance you're dying if they got meter. So yeah, games make you think. There's a mental stack with fighting games. It's crazy. We're going to put some clips up here from Street Fighter 6 and some Tekken 8 stuff. Street Fighter 6 from Evo.
Forward drivers to get this started. Oh no, anti-air! That could be an Evo losing anti-air. Just like that, Punk. One more hit will do it. Oh! Gets hit low, and there it is! Punk gets his retribution, his revenge. He is your Street Fighter 6 Evo champion. After all those years, almost a decade ago, yes, he is the champion. 2017 didn't go his way, but that kid...
Yeah, that was pretty cool, right? That was pretty cool. Yeah, I know. Combo breaker.
The auto import, he uses it now. Couple of staircases, got the big cubes, and he gets the cross-up jump with the staircase.
He was scared of the burst, which I don't blame him for. He was respectful of it, and because of that, now he didn't commit all in. 6 feet cancel, and that's a burst chance into the corner.
Zondo wants to keep him cornered up here.
Back throw.
No!
The incident. accident. He's gonna spend the super. No mana left. No.
The super would have killed without the mana shield. Zondo, can you survive with an air throw into the RC? He misses the damage. Bercy staying alive. 100% slows him down. Tempest NYC is your combo breaker champion.
Couple of drops at the end there. The scrambles went wild. But what a set between those two. Game 5 clutch again from Tempest. The most consistent man in the game. Performing at the highest level at event.
That's the one I was at. I actually didn't participate in watching that final. I was drunk. Not happening this year. I'm not going to probably participate in watching that final, but I won't because I'm drunk. It's probably because we'll probably be doing something else. Tekken 8, you know, typically is mostly Dragunovs, but there was a bear that won, so that was pretty cool. Won the Tekken World Tour, I think. We're playing the clip right now.
Goes for the mid, gets the punish.
This is huge for Atif. He needs this, but he has him at the wall. Oh no, is he gonna reach? He does.
The one on the wall.
All it takes is one big hit for either player. Oh my God.
Hits on the ground. We almost have him. What are you gonna do, Rangchu? He has an opportunity to close it out, and that's gonna do it. Our first ever Tekken World Tour Tekken 8 champion is gonna be Barrel Rangchu, and that is something you gotta believe. It's almost impossible to believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna not edit anything else in there to say that I was wrong or right. But again, mental stacks are high, and you are playing through, just to kind of give you an idea of like the tournament setting. Again, that's a little different than just ranked online, but these games are making you think. They're requiring you to be a part of the system, and you have to participate with that knowledge. You can get far enough along by just kind of button mashing and cheesing your way there, but there's a certain barrier that you gotta pass through, and that's the knowledge checks, being able to fundamentally play the game at a higher level. I'm not there yet. I got some W's in Tekken 8 and last year with Combo Breaker. I went 3-2 because I played some not as good players as me, and my character's kind of busted, or was. I said all of this is really just that games that make you think are really cool. And as a medium, it's an all-encompassing stroke of games that don't make you think, that are really fun and casual, to hyper-competitive games that always make you think if you're going to do anything. And there's that middle ground where there are games that make you think sometimes and not. It depends on how you're playing the game. It depends if it's in a casual setting or a competitive setting. But you're always participating in that. You're always improving. And that's awesome. And the self-improvement aspect of fighting games and the reward of being really good and getting to that and earning your, earning your wins, especially on like offline tournaments, online tournaments, and getting to the point where you're consistently either in, top 32 or scrapping to top 16 or topping some smaller tournaments online with only like 20 people. That is something that you wouldn't get from a TV show or from a movie as a hobby or a pastime. And you can say that with any sports or any competitive thing, but it's just fun that games have such a wide range of what's involved. And I mean, even on like the other part of the spectrum somewhere in here, speedrunning, casually running a game as fast as possible and breaking it to be the fastest at it is still a competition. It's cool. It's very cool that we have that. It's very fun that the games really do make you think. And I don't know if I would want to live in a world where fighting games and other competitive games don't exist, even if I'm ass. So yeah, no, that's what it was. Play games that make you think, because it's good to think and games are fun. That's pretty much it. Anyway, like and subscribe if you like this stuff. If you don't, you can still like it. You don't have to subscribe. You can tell me you don't like it. That's also fine. I'm just kind of figuring out what I'm doing with this channel. This last little bit. We got the podcast going on. Celestial Mystery Hour is back. It will be posted here every Friday, so you don't have to watch that. It's just going to a playlist. I don't really have a good idea of where to put that. It's mostly for the actual podcast algorithm on Libsyn and all the other podcast stuff. We're just putting it on this YouTube channel because it's whatever. I mean, we're still looking at trying to do a video every 2 months this year. This is this video for March and April, and I'm definitely prepping to do an Arcade Legacy video that's a local by us. I just have to be good enough to show up, but I gotta hang out with the guys a little bit more before I go, hey, you guys wanna be on a camera? And then of course, Combo Breaker, I would like to film some stuff with Combo Breaker. I don't know what we're gonna make that video for yet, because I still wanna hang out with my friends. I don't wanna make it just a mission to make a YouTube video. Anyway, we already said in the morning, so sayonara.